game?
I had a moment before the match where I pulled my staff over. And when you take something over, you have a vision for what it's going to be, I think, from a volleyball standpoint. But when I took this program, a lot of it was geared around what I saw with the 12th man and being able to build an audience in a place where people care about volleyball and be able to build the sport. And I just had a moment where people were funneling in, and I had a couple people tell me it was kind of crazy outside with people waiting to get in. And I just had a moment of gratitude for A, the 12th man, and B, just what our staff, and our staff is everybody included. This guy also, I pulled him in, pointing to Sam, by the way, if anybody's recording. We call him Samuel now. I encourage you guys to too. He loves it. But I was just really fired up that what I had in here and the idea for this place is starting to come to fruition. And I'm proud of that the most. In terms of volleyball, we talked with our team, and I talked in the press conference earlier just about, it took us 2 sets in our first match. It took us 1 set in the second match. And I said, if we get there at 15 points today, I'm going to be happy. And after the first set, I was like, well, it took us 15 points, so I guess I'm happy. But hats off to A&M-Corpus Christi. They play really good defense. They cover a lot of balls. They made it really difficult. They came out on fire. And I thought we figured out kind of the way we wanted to play by the middle of that. Won the first, and then I thought we were pretty in control after that. So well-rounded effort by everyone. I'm really happy with our team.
Perfect. I'll open it up to questions if anybody's got any.
I guess specifically in the first set, you called 2 timeouts. What was kind of your message for the second timeout? Because the first one, kind of got it rolling again, but then they got on their little run, which made you call the second one.
Yeah, the second one is just, you obviously want to stem when people are starting to go on a run. So it was stemming that run, and I just thought we were rushing every touch a little bit. We weren't communicating. So it was a little bit less about X's and O's and more about just being assertive with every single touch. And then I told our team after the second set, the thing I was most proud of is after the first set, I just looked at them and I said, hey, I don't feel like we're putting enough pressure on them service-wise. What do you want to do? And they came up with a plan, and I thought executed in that. That's really what turned the match is them. So I'm just here to throw a lineup in. Apparently, they're in charge of themselves now.
I guess as a coach, how good does it feel when you do throw it to the players, they give you some, and then they actually execute it?
100%. I think it's they're out there, and the interesting thing about our sport is just it's really hard to see from the sideline sometimes. So they actually have the best vantage point of what's going on. So if you can create a player-led atmosphere where it's like, hey, they have a voice in what's going on, it's huge. So obviously, I do a little bit more than turn the lineup in, but I'm really fired up with just where the group is going as a whole culturally.
What'd you make of Morgan's match today? She was pretty good for you guys on offense.
I keep telling you guys, we have so many weapons, and it's going to be different people's nights on different nights. And just, I'm looking at it, I mean, there's a lot of players here, but just the amount of times she was able to become available in transition was the thing. She was working her butt off to get off, whether it be 1 or 2 steps and get on. And I thought Maddie did a really good job of finding her, and we talk about rewarding them with what I call Scooby snacks whenever they are doing something good. But I thought she did a good job of finding her when she was there.
This early on in the season, is it like almost more encouraging to see them work their way through something and kind of figure it out as the game goes along, or are you kind of looking and saying, we're just a little sloppy early, and that needs to be the problem? How do you, I guess, kind of?
I think the fact that we won would probably
right.
influence me here. Like, I'm happy that they're able to work through stuff and we're able to get into those situations, have a conversation within the set and figure it out. And the beautiful thing about our sport is that it starts back over at 0, but the great teams are the ones that can figure it out mid-set. So I don't want to be in the position. I've told them by the time, we get 5 or 6 matches in, we need to be ready to go 5 minutes before the set begins. So again, I'm being a compromising coach here by saying 2 sets, 1 set, 15 points. My hope is the next one, 5 points in, we have an idea who we want to be. I also think just for all of them, it was the first time being in front of a crowd like this at Texas A&M, or a lot of them. It was the first time this year. It was a little bit of, man, I want to come out here and do right by the 12th man. So I think there was a little bit of that also.
You have any more questions? All good? Sweet. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.